Greetings, one and all, to this week's episode of Tenno. I am your regular host, Xeno, joined by my cohort, MDRLOz, and our special guest for the week is Mordegh. I don't know why I put a weird voice on it. I apologize entirely, but this is what I went with. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Loz just wave. It's okay. Loz can wave. It's fine. Cool. So
I can also wash cars.
wax on, wax off. Right. So yeah, we're joined by the amazing and talented fan artist for Warframe, Mordegh. We've had many of your pieces on, which Loz is going to put on the first one right now. And
Number 9?
yeah, no, 10. Yep.
Remember those.
Yeah.
So, we do have questions that we're going to allude to in a bit, because Loz said, Xeno, we need to structure this better, and I completely agree with him.
You did a great intro. Yes, Mordegh.
Yeah, but
our experimental guest, where we try and redo instead of going, hello, guest, here are some pictures. Why don't you talk about them? But now we're introducing. This time we have a artist.
I want him to like, okay, so first off, what drew you to Warframe?
Excuse me, I couldn't hear you well.
What drew you to Warframe?
A friend showed it to me before, like back in 2015, and I played it for a bit, and I got bored and never played it again until back in 2017, and then I was like, this game is very cool, and I started playing it a lot because it was probably the only free-to-play game that I was aware of on PC at the time. And yeah.
And of course, now you're doing fan art for the game where you have your chibified Frost. Please tell me it's Frost. It's got to be Frost, surely, yeah?
Yeah, it's Frost.
Yeah, with the insanely detailed Palatine Prime in the picture. So, what was the inspiration behind this picture?
I'm not sure. Look, I wanted to draw a weapon at the time, and I was like, this looks really boring, and I decided to just slap Little Frost in there. And that's it.
Yep, that totally works.
So the weapon came first, and then it was like,
yeah,
this is just a sword. And so you went, here's a Frost.
yeah, pretty much.
Seems entirely legitimate. Now, if we move on to the second image, Loz, you have drawn these two ad infinitum. Yeah. You've drawn them a lot, right? You have shipped Ivara and Oberon to the nth degree. So the next question is, who is your favorite Warframe? Is it Frost? Or is it either of these two? It is Frost.
It is Frost. But those two are like my second and third favorite.
Okay, so which one's the second?
Oberon.
Oberon.
Yeah.
It's a good choice. It's a good choice. Good choice. Not an Oberon main at all. No, not at all. So a lot of the images you do you have actually properly shipped these two together. What was was there any particular inspiration to the pieces that actually made you want to ship these two together, or was it just as simple as, no, I really like these two? Because, like, I mean, you could have put these two in any sort of like poses, any dynamic. You could have done superhero poses, but you seem to have put them into like a relationship together. I was just wondering if what was the motivation behind that? It could be as simple as I wanted to.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I pretty much wanted to.
Cool. And then the third image we have is, I think, like, this is one we have not had on 10 o'clock. It's this gorgeous Ember Prime.
Yeah.
What?
Yankees.
When did you do this?
like on November or October of 2019.
Right. So wait, was this before the others?
What do you mean?
Well, I was under the impression that this piece was one of your earlier pieces from our conversation before recording.
Yeah, you could say that. But the second image is before this one.
Right. Okay. Fair enough then.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, like, if you've gone from like 2019 and you've produced like all of these amazing pieces, right? Because there's obviously loads more on your Twitter that we haven't actually shown here. I was just like wondering, like, how quickly did you actually churn all these out? But yeah, cool.
This one took me a lot of time actually. But yeah, I'm really like proud of how it came out.
See,
are you also a big fan of Ember?
No, I was like hearing a song, and for some reason it reminded me of Ember, and I wanted to draw Ember.
What was the song?
That was it. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm really curious now, because I just want to say that this image is how I always want Ember to be when you play Ember, but it never feels like that. But that picture has what I want it to feel like when you're playing Ember. But it doesn't. The game just never has achieved that. I mean, like the flames through the hands on the right hand. I love it as it's like just pushing through it, and the heat's just go whoosh through it. Just that's how you want to. You know, with an ability called World on Fire, this image sums up what it should look like and feel like in one perfect go. Never feels like that though, does it? Oh no, fire damage hurts Ember. Oh damn, that's a shit.
Wait, I didn't. I'm pretty sure they renamed the abilities when they actually reworked her. So World on Fire's on there. Yeah, I think so. Oh, I'm just gonna. What is this like? Oh, I need to relearn the abilities.
No, it's like they've ruined it even more.
Oh, those abilities are good now.
Yeah,
but World on Fire.
It's called Inferno now.
Oh
yeah.
Inferno's a good name.
Song. It is.
Cool. Well, we'll
sad.
put in a link to that song in
do we have
in the description of the video. Yeah. Don't play it, because
Ooh.
otherwise we'll
no.
Yeah, don't play it.
Yeah, actually, if I push play, I will here. Yeah. No, I want to listen to it later. So yeah, that sounds cool. Right.
Cool. Right. So, where can people find you? Where can our audience find you?
Look, mainly you can find me on Twitter, which is pretty cringe, but yeah.
Well, I mean, we found all your amazing art on there. I mean, I don't think it's pretty cringe at all.
I think it's pretty amazing.
I mean, Twitter's cringe, but the art there, it's really cool. The art that you can find on Twitter is really cool.
Do you have an Instagram or anything?
No.
Okay.
But I've seen that people post my stuff there sometimes.
Thieves!
Well,
dirty thief.
Well, as long as they credit, I mean, it's fine. But if you wish to follow Mordegh on Twitter, if you go into the description of this video, you'll find a link to his social and any other socials Mordegh decides to give me after the recording of this episode. So cool. Right, that's it for the intro. So Loz, yep, okay. And what we next do is the glyphs. So Mordegh, in the Discord conversation that you'll find these two emblems that are today's entries. So whatever criteria you want, pick a winner. Pick a winner.
So it's just for anyone who's listening while Mord's deciding. So these are two emblems me and Xeno have found while playing the game. The rules are we have to find it in a mission ourselves. We can't look at someone's profile. We have to get it off the arm right there at the mission, which is easy in Relay sometimes, but not when people are piled up on top of each other. And sometimes in missions, it's very hard, especially on the end screen where you're desperately trying to get that print screen and you can just see the last person coming in who's just going to make the mission end. So it's always very tricky. But there we are. So there's the two. We got like a a dinosaur with the number 8 on it,
Mm-hmm.
and mine,
Yeah.
which is Gaming CrossForge. CrossForge Gaming? Gaming CrossForge?
I think it's CrossForge Gaming.
Yeah.
One or the other. Right, so yeah, so whatever criteria you wish, artisticness, colorness, words, just looks cool. Which one is the winner of this week?
I like the CrossForge gaming one. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Right. To be honest, I was actually quite impressed by that one. The simplicity of the design. It was really cool. And unfortunately, Loz wins. So damn it.
Oh, God. Right, I can do I can do like a yeah, but then if I try and do like an underarm flanks, that does not work.
Yeah.
You need elbow joints, Loz.
Yeah, I need some elbows. Right. So that is it for our emblems. Let's move on to the next thing, which I do believe is our dojo dusting.
Cool. So let
a
me
lot of dust.
grab.
What's going on, Xeno? Anything we need to bring up?
Cool. So this week we have platinum winners. So we have, I think that's supposed to be Faber on PC. It's f.aber.
Yeah.
I'll have to make sure that that's a legitimate PC title. Otherwise, no one wins on PC.
Faber, I swear.
Then we have Sir Lockalot 9 on PlayStation. King Savage 876. Sorry, they spelled King weird. King Savage 876 on Xbox and Shrike 613 on Switch. Apparently, the consoles have run out of names without numbers, so
just numbers from now on. Yep. However, if you at home would like to have your name called out because you've won some platinum, you might want to go and visit the description of this video, in which you will find a link to a lovely Google page made by Xeno. On that, if you fill in all of your details and select which emblem you think is which one this week, you will be entered into a draw, which is once every 2 weeks, to see if you can win 75 platinum. But you must make sure you get your in-game alias correct. If you get a mistake on that, and yes, we do get mistakes on that, your platinum is lost into the ether of the weave forevermore. Right, so that's 75 platinum. Go into the description, enter your information, and make sure you put your in-game alias and platform that character is on correctly, and you'll be in on your chance. And I know we keep pushing it for the sneaky people on Switch who want their tiny pool, but if you're on Switch, there's good chance you'll win. There really is. Can't wait till mobile as well, so they'll get it. That'll be interesting.
Well, to be honest, you know what? I'm wondering when they bring in crossplay.
Yeah.
I mean, will the platinum get pooled?
No,
like
I
it
don't
does
think it
on
will be.
the.
Yeah.
Nah.
Still waiting on that dev stream where they might actually explain some stuff.
No.
Never gonna.
No explanations. Never. So, wow, there was only 3 people on Switch this week.
Wow.
Crazy numbers.
Any other dojo?
Cool.
Like, only 3 people on Switch?
Yep.
Yeah. There's only 3 people that play Switch on Warfare. No. No, there's only 3 people that entered for a chance to win 75 platinum.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you said 3 people. Only 3 people that play Warframe on Switch.
That's it. No one else.
I mean,
it must be like 30, but yeah.
Oh dear.
Our community is 10% of the Warframe community.
Yes.
Anyway,
Switch people out there. Yeah.
Anyway, so enough flexing from Loz. That's it for Dojo Dusting. We're now going to move on to the War Report.
Hey, not again, seeing as we are in the post-TennoCon limbo that is now being dragged out, so we are getting so waiting on that next dev stream whenever it's going to be. These only 2 points I've got. First of all, the Rhino Prime and Nyx Prime Vault is now open. I think that came open like last Tuesday. So that's now open if you want to pick it up. But the only other point I could find is, just so people know, if you are a Tenno-Gen artist out there, or if you're just wondering when the next round of Tenno-Gen will be starting to come together, the closing date for Tenno-Gen Round 21 for creators is September 7th at 2 p.m. So if you are a creator, you've only got till September 7th, in case you needed that as a reminder. But if you are not a creator and you're just looking forward to the next Tenno-Gen, it's coming soon. It's pretty cool. All right, that's it.
There's actually one more thing that was Yeah, it was announced like 50 minutes. No, an hour and 50 minutes before we recorded.
Oh.
So yeah, it's on the Warframe main page, and it's Star Chart Dojo Showcase Summer 2021.
Right.
So they're introducing two distinct submission categories.
Oh yeah.
So Star Chart Ascendant and then Star Chart All Stars. I'm not quite sure I understand how it works, but the original Star Chart Ascendant category, the original category based on the featured dojo contest of the past 3 years. In this category, dojos that have never been showcased on the Star Chart are given priority. I'm not entirely sure how this works. So there will be 3 winners selected per clan tier per platform.
Right.
So is this past submissions?
I think it's to stop the same people winning every time. Talking about.
Right, okay. And then the All-Stars category, clan tier does not apply to this category. All dojos compete based on the design alone.
Yeah.
By submitting a dojo that has been on the Star Chart in the past, your submission is automatically included in both the Star Chart Ascendant category and the Star Chart All-Stars category. So yeah, maybe we're going to get double the amount of dojos that are going to appear. Well, no,
it's because if you think about it, if you've been on there before, it gives you're then like, right, that's it. We've had our one chance. There's now no impetus for us to try and design something new. We'll never be showcased again. So it allows new people to be showcased, but also allows old people to go, hey, let's completely do something new. I've got a new idea, without having to go and make a whole new clan again.
That's fair. Cool. So that is it, I believe, for the war report. You can find that post on the Warframe website. So yeah, cool. Right, should we move on to the topics then?
Topics of the week.
So topic number 1, as soon as I learn how to type in 17, Railjack is great and all, but why can't I space my Necromech through the Arcwing slingshot into enemy cruise ships? And topic 2, why is the affinity system still so flawed? So let's go on to topic 1. All right. So Railjack is great and all, but why can't I? But yeah, shoot my Necromech. I want to shoot my Necromech. There we go. I'd pay all my Plat just to crash into a Grineer ship and see the absolute terror in their eyes as a 500-ton, I don't think it weighs that much, a 500-ton death machine begins to turn the ship into its new Tenno Gen skin. I'd double down with my credits on top of the platinum if slinging into the Corpus cruise ships would instantly kill the irritating cubes and their shields of "Nuh-uh, you didn't hit me with your forward artillery." So they talk about, okay, cool.
Nice.
So, I mean, my first question to the both of you.
Yeah.
Like, how much do you like the Necromechs?
I like them a lot, actually. They're really cool.
Yeah.
And like, it's the fourth ability on the first Necromech that you get. It's incredibly powerful, so it's really fun just to play and punch people with a Necromech.
No, yeah, I agree with that, actually. So I really enjoyed Necromechs. At first, I remember when we first saw them, and my initial response was kind of anti them. I was like, what's the point of these things? I don't get it. And when we saw them being used in Deimos and fought on Deimos, I was like, what's the point of this? It's really limited. But then as they expanded it, and now you can use them in open worlds, now you can use them in specific Railjack missions, it does feel more like you're bringing something new to the mission. I kind of like them. I love the clunky stomping. I love the abilities. I don't think I use it as effective as I should, and I need to get better with my Necromechs. I've only really done... I haven't even started on the Bone Widow. I've just been doing the Mordegh. but I'll get to that. And I don't know. I really enjoy it. I love the fourth ability on the Void Rig. The fact that you're sacrificing your movement to gain mad power for a few seconds. It just feels really cool. It actually feels like a weapon of war. You know, you can actually deal some real damage, and it feels good rather than like, oh, I've got my burst and. Oh yeah, that'll show them. You know, actually feels like, look at these meaty guns. Yep. What do you think of them, Xeno?
Don't agree.
What?
I don't like them.
Go for it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like, why do I have my Warframe if I have this thing? It still feels that way to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
that's fair.
a part of me feels like maybe it would be better served if this was a temporary thing you could hold on to. Like, if you got in your necromech, you could have your necromech for up to a minute or something like that before your void powers overload it and you have to get out of it and let it cool down or something. It just feels like this isn't anything special. This is just another Warframe, but bigger and clunkier.
I can see what you mean by that, and I do feel that they started to do a good job of making it feel different by actually giving them unique missions, which I know one of them is basically, this is a bubble, you just can't use a Warframe in, so you have to use a necromech. That's a very ham-fisted way of doing it, but that kind of mentality of this is used for this is used for that. I like the idea of a time limit, maybe in certain situations. That's why it would be kind of cool in most missions if you could summon it as like a cooldown for a short period of time. That would make some sense. But personally, I do get what you're feeling, and I did feel that originally. But after like committing to it and just going like, I'm just going to play a necromech a bit, part of me does. I love the aesthetic of them. I love the feel of their abilities. But functionally, gameplay, the functionality of the gameplay, you are right on that. And what they need to do with them is to make them have a niche. It really was stupid of them to put that's so mean. Sorry, sentence. No, it wasn't stupid of them. It seems a missed opportunity. So then you've got like Profit Take. You've got these huge mechs, and it's like, oh no, as I said, like my little pew rifle isn't going to do much of that. Better call down something bigger. And I know they went with the art gun, but then they brought in another giant orb mother, and you didn't need the art gun for that one, so the consistency was lost. Now, I would hope going forward that the next time we see big things, we have to use art guns and necromechs to deal with them. But then we'll get loads of enemies where they're very unwieldy against that, so that they have a purpose, a niche, and that's used for that, that's used for that.
Part of me feels like it would be interesting with the necromech if they did add on, like, you can only use it for a short period of time, or maybe even keep it as is. But instead of like having just one arc gun, give me two. So I'm dual wielding arc guns, right? If I want to, oh gosh, what's the what you're using in this footage, the crossbow one, Fluctus, right? If I want to Fluctus, I'll build a second one. I'll put mods in the second one, and then I'll just wield to it. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't feel different enough.
But okay, so break that down though. Just going, it doesn't feel different enough. It's like the old days where we used to have people saying, "We need better AI." It's like, no, we hated that. So I'm not really a fan of your statement there. Do you actually want it to feel different to play, or do you want the play environments and experience you have with it to be different compared to if you did that with a Warframe?
I want the latter. I really want the latter. I want there to be enemies that are more vulnerable to the types of attacks that a necromech can do. But my concern is that the player base will rally against it, going, no, I want to be able to kill this with my Warframe. Why are you forcing me to play with the necromech? I can just see that line of thought already forming in the minds of the players. And we're just hypothetically talking about this. If we can have a different way of playing first, I think that would then have the player base, our audience, sympathize more with the idea of, well, this is a tankier, nastier infested. You need bigger gun. You need more gun. Yeah?
Yeah.
But the crux of it is, I want them to feel more different than, just a slower, clunky Warframe.
I still feel you need to expand on that comment. How? What do you want them to do? What do you want?
Oh no.
I mean, point
like,
A, not point B. You just
okay, so maybe it's a case of like there are environmentals that you can't interact with unless you're using your necromech. Maybe there's walls and things that are, they grow back and things, but if you use your necromech with both arc guns, right, you can do enough damage that you could get high enough DPS to actually destroy the wall.
Also, if you just watch the footage now, there you go. There's your 2 guns.
God,
I love that mode.
But this is part of the problem. This is just Mesa, right? Except for without the lock on.
No.
What do you mean, no? I've seen you play Mesa in this footage.
No, you can see me play Mace. No, not in this footage. I spin around like a loon. This, I never spin around and just, well, I don't know, maybe I do. I can't remember.
No, you don't. But, the whole point is with Mesa, like, it auto-locks on. The difference here is that this doesn't auto-lock on. But, you're still immobile. You're still just shooting shit tons of damage, right?
Yeah.
You're just Mesa with aiming.
I can see what you mean. It's very similar. Yeah, I mean, there is a bit to it. I mean, the fact that Mesa's range shrinks means you do have to. I feel you go in and out. What are you gonna say, Mord?
What?
Were you about to say something?
No, not really.
Oh.
Although I was gonna say, if they did like something like more tankier enemies that you need to rely on necromechs to defeat them, that will be great.
Oh, yeah. Actually, thinking about it, I don't know if it. Right, how this small idea. How do can I get a finger and a thumb? Can I get no? Small idea. Thinking back to the New War cinematic, we saw that they're going to give Carl, whatever his number is, he has an execute ability with the Corinth, and it is animated. What about quick time events with your necromech to kill the infested or sentients? Like, could you imagine it like grappling and like ripping arms off? But you obviously you need to be that big to rip an arm off. Or in fact, maybe it's got like regenerative armor plating, and obviously your Warframe you can shoot bits of the armor off, but it will regenerate them quickly. But your necromech like punches in and like rips a whole section of flesh off as like part of a quick time event, and you need to use the necromech for that. Kind of forced, I know, again, but that's the kind of thing we need. Yeah, and enemies like that just look cool. Or like another one where it's like grappling and then it like rips an arm off and then chucks it away. That'd be kind of cool. Right, okay, I've got a question for you guys before we get back to the thing. We've got 2 necromechs as we are now. We've got the shooty one and the melee one. Do we need more types of necromech?
I've only been using Void Rig, honestly. I don't have Bond Widow, so. But I think it will be okay. Not great, not bad, but okay. Although I don't know, what could you do with another necromech?
Well, you could. It's kind of a bit left field, but you could have a necromech which job is actually to buff surrounding warframes. You actually have to point and shoot at your allies to like shoot beams at them to charge them up. So it's like a AoE supporty buffing necromech. So you're going to move with your team. So obviously they could just leave you behind because they can go whoosh away, but then they're not going to get buffed. It's kind of like moving with you. But I don't know if that would be just cool for a unique situation or would it be good in all situations. But there's just an example. It could also buff other necromechs as well. That's just off the top of my head.
One idea I actually really like the sound of is sort of like a Apache attack helicopter, or maybe for simplicity, a Chinook, where basically you are like a flying platform and you allow warframes to be like attached to you, so they're on you and they're shooting while you're navigating and things like that. Does that make sense?
Oh, so you become like a floating weapons platform.
Exactly.
Wow.
And they
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Death from above.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
That'd be cool.
So I do think that more necromechs are warranted, but I feel that necromechs need to find their niche first.
Yeah.
Right. Because the problem is, otherwise we'll have another Arcwing situation.
I
whereas,
was about to say, right, here's a completely left field thing. See what you guys think. I know Xeno's going to hate this idea. I don't know if you're going to feel more.
God.
Shall we get rid of Arcwings and just use necromechs in space?
Fuck you.
Just put the Arcwing on the back of the necromech. Disconnected, or is he just unhappy?
No, I'm here. I'm just thinking about it.
Okay.
Look.
One thing I will say, I kind of do like this idea because I do feel while in my Warframe on Arcwing out in a Railjack mission, I'm squishy as all hell. Maybe I just don't know how to build an Arcwing set or something. But
I think what you're supposed to do is just use Amisha, is what everyone says to do.
Yeah, which I don't like. That to me, that's like, you know, that just means it's not viable. I want, you know, so if it means like, oh yeah, you've got this clunky, chunky brick shit house necromech out in space with an Arcwing strapped to the back, fuck it, I'll do it. What about you, Mord?
What is it?
Do you agree? Do you disagree?
Oh yeah, about the necromechs in space instead of Arcwings. I would disagree. Just because I wasted a lot of time maxing all those Arcwings.
Ah, but you wouldn't lose them. They would just be strapped to your back of your necromech.
Oh, so like you have the Arcwing abilities and the necromech too?
Yeah. So it would just because to give the necromech more of a reason and a presence, so it feels more complete. Because at the moment the Arcwing is just sort of, you just use it for space and moving around on the planes. I don't even know if I've tried. You can't even use it for combat on the planes because things just look at you and go, oh, missiles, and then you just fall off of it. So it literally is just for that. So might as well go, well, we'll just slap it to the back of the necromech, and then you always use the necromech.
Yeah, especially because in Railjack missions, you're squishy as hell with an Arcwing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that will be great.
So that leads into the topic. I think, see, that would fix this. You see, they want to be able to use their necromech and throw it into enemy ships.
I mean, it would look really goofy, but I will like it.
I mean, if it's in a torpedo tube, it's round. Oh shit. Have we lost Xeno?
No, I'm in part unamused. It's just like at that point in time, just like if you shoot the necromech through the cruise ship, you should just destroy the cruise ship. Don't bother with like actually landing inside. Just blow a hole in it.
Oh no, we're out of artillery ammo. Quick, load a necromech.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, I do think a bit tongue in cheek with the whole like, oh yeah, if you're using if you're fighting against the Corpus cruise ships, you know, let's fire the necromech through the shields. Because, like, oh, the shields are too annoying. I was like, well, they're kind of meant to be annoying. But, yeah anyway. Should we go to the replies?
Okay. So the first reply is, and then you miss. But what would be cool is if you miss, you go bouncing around in space for a few seconds. See, more people want necromechs in space. I think if you launch a necromech, at that point, it's just a railgun. Which, to be fair, also awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next reply is, Personally, I'm dreaming about the eventual modular Arcwing update being paired with our Necromechs!
Oh my god.
It would be the Gundam Macross Zone the Enders fix a lot of people dream about.
Damn it, they hit me in the feels. I want Zone of the End. Damn it.
I mean, just to clarify on this to you guys, because the problem with Arcwing is it never really delivered on it kind of looks like it should have like crazy mobility, and it does in a straight line, but the combat never felt like you were really flying around in a spaceship kind of feel with it. It's kind of just a floating turret that you move around. So why not make it a giant tin can?
have you done the Pursuit game mode?
Does it still exist?
Yeah, the Pursuit one.
I mean, it's there.
Yeah, right now it's still there because you have to basically hunt down. So you have to dogfight a Grenier like mine layer thing.
You don't dogfight it, you chase it.
No, you can get in front of it.
No, it doesn't really ever chase you, does it? It doesn't.
Okay, fine, but you know it's on a rail, but you still crap. It's on a rail. But it still shoots you and things because it actually has onboard turrets.
Yeah, it was like
So, you know,
I'm
gonna miss Rail Arcwing when it's gone.
Well, Pursuit was like the first step towards something really cool because it just needed to do that, but in an endless game mode where instead of one at first, that if there was two of those things at the same time, so then you would be dogfighting because you could go after one, but if you ignore it, the other one's going to come up behind you and shoot you with some super laser it's got to shoot in a straight line. You know, that would have been better. But instead, and then the next wave, there's three of them, and the next wave a galleon turns up, but instead they were like, no, there's your one little ship. Right. Next reply. This is a cool feature.
Well, actually, no. Hold on. I just wanted to check with Mord.
Yeah.
Like, how much Gundam, Macross, or Zone of the Enders have you been exposed to?
What do you mean?
So, well, I mean, like, have you watched any
robots?
Have you watched any of the Gundam or Macross stuff, or have you played Zone of the Enders?
Not really.
Pacific Rim?
So, I've seen Pacific Rim. I like the first one. It's really cool.
Cool. He gets it.
Next replies, this is a cool feature and I want it, but it does feel it might be useless. Since mechs can't interact/hack consoles, if they add a mod that lets us hack for it, I'm so down for this.
This just gets to my point of like, what can this thing...
That's a clear thing. It shouldn't be able to hack consoles. You have to get out of the necromector, or someone else does the hacking while you stay in it. I'm with you on that completely. You need to have things that this does, but this doesn't do, and that this does, but this doesn't do.
Actually, do you know what would be really cool? 2 different types of combat with Necromechs and Arcwing. So you could go like, oh, this is the Harrier jump jet mode where I'm not hovering, I'm going straight line. And I'm dogfighting things, and then this is the mode that I turn into an Apache attack helicopter, and I'm hovering, and I'm like, no, I mean, but that would be something new, something different. You laugh, but
no, I might be giggling because I'm just imagining it, but it does actually deliver on something which always annoys me about ever since the planes released and we had Arcwing on the planes, is that I think the reason was to do with the enemy models couldn't really shoot upwards, which was a bit of an odd thing or something. But it felt like, right, oh yeah, we get to fight these giant Eidolons. Somebody quick attack them from the air. Or, and we're going to attack that Grenier base on the hill. Somebody be the air support and shoot from above. No, because you can't, because they just go, call in a missile strike, knock them out, knock the pigeon out of the air. Oh, pigeon's out of the air, there we go. It just... so a floating weapons platform mode would deliver on that, that you could attack from above and below at the same time. I mean, like snipers. You'd be on a sniper on a...
Mord, how do you feel about Arcwing missions getting removed?
Oh shit, they're getting removed.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just to elaborate, it's the ones on the star chart, the pure Arcwing missions, the old ones. So there's like the defense missions, exterminate, mobile defense.
There's no defense. There's no defense.
Has that gone already?
Mobile defense.
Mobile defense. There was also a defense mode.
No, that went years ago.
Yeah. But so Arcwing will still be in Railjack missions, but it's just the special game modes on the solar system for Arcwing.
mean, I guess that's fine. But I don't know. I feel like it will be more difficult to get more experience for Arcane weapons and Arcanes. Stuff like that.
Breach. Breach.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, me neither.
I didn't even think like how difficult it would be. Yeah. Damn.
I mean, you literally just gonna have to load into Railjack missions and just kill, just not put any guns or put level 1 guns on your Railjack and just no crewmen on the guns and just get out and hope it, just put engineers repairing it and just Arcwing enemies down. It's just gonna be ridiculous.
No. Like before we like finalize. So they took Arcwing and they've turned it into effectively a mode of transportation for planes of Eidolon, for Orbalis, and for Deimos. Deimos was an opportunity for them to go like, oh yeah, you can't use Arcwing here, but it's small enough you can just use K drives or bullet jump or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that they also gave the player base arc guns, it does also like neuter the whole Arcwing experience, because now you can just go around with an arc gun and you can level it up during the regular missions instead of actually doing the Arcwing missions, right? But
Yeah.
you, Mord, my question is, how do you feel that when they originally showed off arc guns, the idea was that you could take your secondary and your primary, or you could take an arc gun. They decided not to do this and instead make arc guns a gear item. Do you like it as it is, or would you prefer having to choose between 2 guns and 1 gun? Did the question make sense?
Yeah, it does. Sort
Okay,
of.
cool.
I'm not sure. I like that the Arcwing option is on the gear selection thingy, but I don't like the cooldown. I hate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably the only thing that I don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinking about it, it just irks me that they urge that the way they add these new things in is so that they never want to put you off something else at the same time. They never want to make you have a choice. You have your Star Child, you have your Warframe, you have your primary, secondary melee, you have your Arc Gun and your Necromech. You can't be like, oh well, if you want to take this, you're gonna lose this. Like, no, people complain they'll lose a bit of power fantasy. No, but the trading, the options, no, give them both. Gotta give them both. Yeah, they'll get scared if you take anything away from them. Can you imagine, like, you ran out? They could have put some. If they built the oven, they made it so if you ran out of money, of ammo with your arc gun, beat people with it. Bop.
Well, you
no
saw
melee
like
weapon, just
over
arc gun.
Oh, that would be great.
Just bop, bop, bop. There we go. That'd be the combo. 1, 2, 3. Instead, it's like, oh no, can't take. Oh, sorry. The last reply is a terror mechanic would actually be kind of cool. Imagine if enemy AI could react to stuff like that.
No!
It's
No, I don't want this fucking AI to
cool
run away.
Idea, but it doesn't make sense long term.
Yeah.
It would work for, let's say, if you got Necromechs as part of a quest, and that's the first time, let's say, a group of Grineer had seen a Necromech, and in that part of the story quest, in that first mission, they ran away. That would be cool, and that would make sense. But to have it that they're always... Because that would be like back in World War I, when tanks first appeared, there was actually tank shock. People were like, what is that metal wall coming towards me, and why does my gun not stop it? So, it was actually a thing that people just didn't know what it was at first. Could you imagine? You're like, the most thing you thought is, okay, I've seen mud for the last 2 years, and the only different thing is occasionally I saw a horse charge at me, or a man on foot, and all of a sudden, here's a metal wall of death! That was a thing. So it would be cool if it was part of a quest, but for an ongoing thing, why would sometimes the Grineer get scared of Necromechs? It would just be like they would just always run away. It would just be pointless,
Yeah. It would be kind of annoying too.
Yeah.
I
I
don't know. Like the whole terror mechanic just makes me reflect back on the early days of World of Warcraft when what's it called, a non undead enemy would run away when it got to low health, and it's just like, oh motherfucker.
Not all, some.
Well, I thought anything that wasn't undead would run away.
No, it was specific mobs.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But it was just annoying.
Yeah.
Especially in like TBC days. But it was just like, oh cool. Earth fucking thing, like that they've just run away and I need to do an exterminate. Awesome. Can you just imagine the trolling that would happen? Like one player would just go like get in a necroback and like just chasing the you know, it like I don't know, just like some hooligan or something, like trying to scare away kids or something. And they're like, yeah, and then the other players are like, oh no, we're trying to kill them. It's like, ah! You know that would happen. I'm not wrong. I think Loz has gone comatose.
No, I was about to say, and I've literally forgotten the name of the warframe, and I'm like, brain, wake up. Come on.
Which warframe?
Wait, which one? Yeah.
Necros?
Can I not remember?
Are you thinking Necros is Terrify?
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Yes, Necros.
No one uses that!
I know, but I'm just about to say it is a thing. You know, it could be used. People could do that today if they want. Just run around behind a necromech going, oh, scary. And like, you know, people could recreate this in game today.
Right. Should we move on to topic 2?
Right, yes. I think we'd all agree. Well, no, let's see if we get you agree. No, we all agree we want more stuff for necromechs to do. I think we can round ourselves up on that.
Yeah.
Can't we?
Yeah.
Right.
Give them more of a niche.
Yes.
Cool. Right. So, topic 2. Why is the affinity system so flawed? Why is it the best way to level is to join a Hide run or Sanctuary Onslaught / Elite Sanctuary Onslaught and just AFK leech? This is made even worse for companions since they get no XP. You get they get no XP you get from the frame / weapon kills. This is made worse, even worse, for companions.
So what they're saying is,
are they talking about like
no? So it's a big thing. So they're saying the best thing you can do is go leech, because if someone else does the killing, all of your stuff gets an equal amount of EXP. If you put effort in and go play the game and shoot things with your guns, your companions are getting less EXP from you going and playing the game. It's actually more optimal for you to go sit in a corner and do nothing because of that system. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to get more XP for actually using the weapon yourself.
More sense, not no sense.
It makes more sense for as it works with frames being oh fuck. It makes more sense to get more XP for actually using the weapon yourself as it works with frames being able to nuke a bunch. With the way Affinity works, I don't even remember most weapons even existing, and I've leveled all of them. Affinity should be based on using your own stuff, not leeching off other players so you can level it, while just playing the game instead of AFK Hydron / ESO, or at least make both ways viable. I don't want to kill leeching being viable, just that using your own stuff should be at least equally as good.
Yep.
I wish to tell you all a glorious tale of Ash and Draco.
Okay, story time.
So, like, wait, we're going back years ago, and Draco was the loot cave. This is before ESO even existed. You know, players would take Ash primarily before Saren was reworked and would just utterly own the death count Ash would just murder. You'd just have to point at one enemy, and he would just murder everything. And he was the one that's getting all the XP, right? I'm pretty sure in the beginning days of the focus system, it was dependent on what you got, not what your team got. There was no sharing involved. This is like really early days. And because of players that did Ash or Saren, it was impossible to like these players were just chewing through those levels so fast, but the rest of the player base couldn't get anything.
Yeah,
right?
it was based on last hit was the key point.
It was based on it was based on the kill. Yeah, the killing blow.
But that's why Saren worked, is because the tick would prevent. So you'd be shooting something with your rifle, but Saren ticks on it because of the ability, and even though you did 99% of the damage, the tick killed it off, and thus it's not your experience. Yeah.
So So this was a huge problem. This is why leeching is made possible, right? It's because the game has to be able to allow people to progress at a sensible rate. If you're forced, if everyone's playing, hiccups, sorry. If everyone's playing Ash and Saren, then all of a sudden 90% of the warframes become completely unviable, right? So they had to make it so that it didn't matter what you took, you all got the same experience.
Yeah.
So that's why it's super important that this stuff exists. Now, I think with ESO, there is potential to say, well, you can turn off that affinity sharing potentially, but I don't think
I think you're coming at this from the wrong side.
Well, I'm saying potentially, but personally, I don't think there's anything really that can be done.
No,
I mean,
like
the only
I say,
thing
you're
I
coming
can
at this from the wrong side. You're coming at this from the team side, and I completely agree with you. I think they've now got that in a good place. They don't touch it. What we need to do is look back at that personal side of things, and all we need to do, because I think it's the actual relic in the room, or the big white elephant, but no one wants to address it, make it that your own kills go equally across all your gear. Right? So if you'd be like, oh no, but I'm using my gun, I should get experience with my gun. That makes sense to me. It's like, right, that's a relic of the past. We need to get rid of it. If you want to just level your gun, you can unequip your Sentinel. You can unequip your pistol. You can unequip your melee. You're then just sharing between your Warframe and your rifle. Right? So you can bring back, though, that feel of leveling that one thing. But if you have everything equipped, it's equally shared. So it doesn't matter if you kill it or an enemy kills it. The way it's distributed through your gear is exactly the same. It just harmonizes the whole thing.
Yeah, I can't see any problems with this.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would like, I know that at one point in time they were really trying hard to stop AFK players from getting rewarded for doing nothing. But I can't remember what the end result of that was. I know that there was a lot of positives, and players that were actually playing were having all of their mission rewards taken away from them because it was like, oh no, you were AFK the whole time. It was like, right, no, bloody wasn't.
I think if it's still the same thing, it's a 2-minute AFK timer that activates after 2 minutes of you being inactive, and then it will deactivate when you start doing stuff. And during that time, you are not able to acquire anything, is my understanding. They also added that after 2 minutes, if you're just standing on, because what the problem was is people could stand on the cryopod with their super souped up Sentinel, which would just aimbot shoot everything in 2 seconds because it was super good. And after 2 minutes, that will stop attacking things as well at the same time. So you become almost like dead after 2 minutes. If you don't move. But I think people got around it with tricky things of just like jumping every 2 minutes or something like that. I think that might break it.
I mean, there's easy ways to get around it. I mean, you can build in special little doodads. Like, you could get, what are those damn Arduinos, right? You can get these special, like, PC, like, Raspberry Pis, USB plug it into your PC and then just periodic, like pretend it's a key. It's like program it to pretend like it's a keyboard, and then just randomly press space or something. There's umpteen different ways to get around it.
Yeah.
The question is, how much time do you want DE to spend on this PvE game to get around this stuff? I mean, I remember towards the end of myself playing Heroes of the Storm, the number of players that were just botting was awful. It was nearly impossible to win a match against AI combatants because your team was just full of bots. It just made the game unplayable. Blizzard were aware of it. They just didn't care to do anything about it. I mean, hell, by that point in time, they'd already written off the game and just didn't announce it to anyone. I think Loz is thumbing.
I was like, yep, that's how much.
Oh yeah,
this is how many fucks Blizzard gave about it.
Oh yeah, you can spend £100 and get a year's booster. Yeah. I am so salty because I bought that fucking thing, and then literally 2 months later they canned the game.
Yeah, that was just terrible. You should have pushed for a refund.
I did. They said no.
Oh wow. Oh no, yeah. I think legally after a month they're fine. Yeah. I think as long as they gave it, well, if it was a month or more and they gave you 2 months, I bet you. Because I remember, because if it's less than that, I think legally you can charge back, and that's on a month. Like, say it was done on a credit card or something, you can just cancel it. But once it's beyond that, I bet you probably could have won if you'd have to take it to like a small claims court or something, and they probably just pay out for the handful of people who do that. But it'd be so much effort on your end,
Well, look at all the shit that they gave. Sorry, should we actually continue down this rabbit hole?
No. Actually, because the other thing is they didn't actually destroy the game; they just put it on fridge mode. So technically, the game was still there. They just changed their development. And there's that line in the in every online game of your experience may change. So they're covered.
Anyway, so question for Mordegh: how do you feel about the way Affinity is shared at the moment? How you level up stuff?
I think it's fine. I really think it would be better if you get like the same amount of XP if you kill one enemy with a gun, like the same amount of XP for everything. But I think you get experience very, very slowly if you don't have an affinity booster.
That's a fair question. Have we reached the point where they need to up the experience across the board? Because Mordegh makes a very good point there. It's like I perpetually live with affinity boosters, and even then I still feel sometimes it's a bit slow. So poor people out there who are just playing without must just... Is it too much grind?
I don't think so. I think ESO, it's so much simpler now to level up your equipment with the likes of Elite Sanctuary Onslaught or even regular Sanctuary Onslaught. It takes next to no time at all now. You have to learn about the loot cave, but as that Mogamu video stated years ago, there's always going to be a loot cave. It's better you know where it is and control it than just try and brush it under the rug and then, oh look, there's another loot cave over there. Players will always find the optimum way to do something. I think that, shared experience evenly across the board is a good way of dealing with this. Yeah.
But the problem is, by having there always will be a loot cave, but you can just reduce the value of all loot caves a bit if you make it so that Affinity wasn't so dire in need. You reduce it a bit. If you made it, let's say, just as an extreme example, let's move the base game up to what an affinity booster is now, and anyone who has an affinity booster gets double of that. It would reduce the grind, and so people probably wouldn't want to leech as much because it's not as all-consuming than it is now.
Yeah.
What mastery rank are you, Mordegh?
20. 20,
yeah. But,
yeah.
And because you've been playing for years, like both of us. Have you got
Yeah.
any drive to push yourself towards 30, or does leveling items, is that the main pitfall? It's like it just takes too long to level items. What's keeping you from going higher to mastery rank 30 and beyond?
I think it's just like getting the XP and getting all the weapons, because there's weapons like Ambassador that are difficult to get. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
But and other weapons require Forma and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I don't want to spend like 2 Formas just to get this weapon and then dismantle it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the main thing why I'm not like master rank level 30.
Xeno?
No, I'm not a fan of the fact that the Kuva and Tenant weapons, they require you to level them multiple times in order to get to 40. I think there's a lot of them now, and they're not particularly easy to get. You don't build them; you have to farm them.
Yeah.
Which I was always a huge advocate for the way Warframe did things with the whole crafting it, getting the crafting resources as opposed to just farming the item. Because we get back to my story of 7 months to get a fucking flail in Diablo 3. I mean, it just doesn't feel that valuable to just constantly run that stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a lot of time investment.
Yeah.
Huge amounts of time. I was playing with Trex Paddock earlier today, and he was saying, like, he's run the sisters so many times, and he's still trying to get one of the weapons to spawn.
Oh wow! Just not even like the best one he wants. Just literally just to get one of them to appear. Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he hasn't gotten all the melee weapons yet. I mean, that's another system in and of itself.
Yeah. Also, you have the hollow keys thing.
I mean, I think the biggest problem with a lot of Warframe's systems is the journey to get there. So, like, one of the reasons why neither you or I, Loz, particularly like Deimos, is it feels like such a job to do, right?
Yeah.
And it
As
doesn't
you can see in the footage now of me enduring this bloody grind. Oh, I literally this is where you see my first few rank ups, and I'm just like, oh god, it's ridiculous. Like, oh, it just doesn't end. Then it's like, oh, I need these tokens. Oh no, you need more rep. Okay, I better go get more rep. Oh, you've got the rep, now go get some more tokens. Frickin' token! Sorry. I'm not bitter.
Like, a part of me feels that the token system is great in concept, but it's flawed in application.
It doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, this is how crazy, and I wouldn't complain with it. You see now, I think I buy everything from Father on the footage in a sec, right? I wouldn't mind if there was a platinum button to just refresh his vendor as a vendor. I literally am so dull. I got so annoyed with this system. I would want to throw platinum at it just to make it speed up. I was that annoyed with it. God, that's annoying. No, I'm gonna put my headset on. Can't see the screen anymore. Can't see that awful. Stay like this where it's safe. Right. So I think we all agree on that. I think, just to check with us, we all agree it's time to get rid of the personal system of whatever you use to kill gets the experience. Make even the player have a unanimous spread across, and they can opt in to make it I want to level just this gun by unequipping other stuff. It makes it a uniform system between yourself killing things and your allies killing things. It won't fix the leeching problem, but it means that players are no longer it's not advantageous to leech, because your effort will be equally rewarded if you kill it yourself or if an ally kills it. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, let's go to the replies. Okay, first reply. I don't like Hydron, Sanctuary Onslaught, or Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, and never play them until I have to, or Nightwave or something. I want to actually play the game, not finish it.
I don't understand that.
I think they're just saying that because those game modes push towards leveling things really quickly, they don't want to do that. They actually want to level weapons themselves and get a feel for the weapon, rather than, even if they're in that game mode, they'll get more experience collectively.
Okay, I can understand that. My preference is Elite Sanctuary Onslaught for just the playing of the game. Not necessarily to level it, but like, you know, if I've got nothing to do, Elite Sanctuary Onslaught is something that I typically jump to because it's just fun.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is the concept of playing the game levels you up shouldn't require a rant at all. I'd be fine taking it raw. Okay.
The concept of playing the game levels you up
shouldn't require. I mean, they're saying that it's ridiculous that that the system is slightly leaning towards AFK is better, is what they're implying, I think.
Right. Actually, one thing I would
mean
like
by taking it raw, unless I read that verbatim.
I mean, family
show.
What? Your family, maybe. But one thing that I feel like, one thing I'd like to see in addition to the whole AFK for 2 minutes, you lose your rewards and stuff.
Okay.
I think it'd be good if the stuff that you acquired over the 2 minutes is also subtracted. Does that make sense? So as soon as you stop moving, 2 minutes from then, you're counted as AFK, right? But what I'm saying is, if you've gained like 10,000 experience while being sat there for 2 minutes doing nothing, you should lose that 10k as well.
I don't think that would be hard for them to put in either, because do you remember there was a thing where the game is like actively checking how much of a resource you get in X time constantly? You remember that? To do with Steel Essence. And people were hitting the limit and getting their accounts banned. So the game is clearly set up to do that. So having it constantly check, oh, I'm starting my AFK check timer, and everything is now being held for review. Oh, no, you're back, have it back. You know, that I'm sure that could be done,
Yeah.
Okay, next one is, I have always wanted Affinity to be sort of like Focus. What? Okay. I have always wanted Affinity to be sort of like Focus. If Affinity was a resource gathered that I could apply to any new weapon, that would be great in my opinion. Obviously, it would make leveling weapons very easy. However, maybe such a system could be unlocked at Mastery Rank 30 or something, since the current rewards for Mastery Rank 30 are pretty meh, in my opinion. Oh, so let's temper this concept a bit, because it is a bit too ridiculous. Opens up at Mastery Rank 30, or when you hit the Legend Rank 1, right? You have a small, because we're not planning for, oh yeah, you can save up and up to level a weapon up right away. No, so you have enough to say, it starts at level, you can save enough affinity to level an unranked weapon, and you can expend it all to get it to rank 5. And obviously I'm thinking that they're going to give us another 50 legend levels, just at the top of my head. And it's not until you reach your Master Rank 30 and Legend level 50 that you have enough to be able to save up enough to be able to instantly re-level a weapon from your pool of stored affinity.
No.
I
because it's overcomplicating the system.
Yeah, but right? It doesn't unlock until you're a freaking 1,000 hours played. You don't even get to look at the system until you're that far in the game.
So there was a point there was a follow-up video that came off the back of Josh Strife Hayes, his video of worst MMO ever, Warframe, and it was the game gets good after 100 hours. Right? I don't know if you've watched this, Loz. I can only assume you're saying no.
No, I'm saying how much I hate that video by sticking my head in my camera.
Okay, so you right. So
I despise that video so much.
There are certain elements that I completely disagree with. The whole element of, I'll just bring it forward. Like, yeah, I'd love to bring raiding to World of Warcraft players that have played it for like an hour.
That's exactly.
Sounds like a brilliant idea.
I'm going to make a video tearing that down as my first test video because honestly, it is the most brain dead thing he's come up with. I'll give you a more universal view, right? Rather than just raiding in other games, right? Lord of the Rings, this visionary literature epic, was terrible. Why? Oh, well, in the first book, they're just walking through leaf litter in the Shire. That's terrible. It gets better later in the book where they're fighting orcs and things. They should just have the orcs in the Shire. We can't have build-up. We can't have tension or escalation or change, because if it's ever better later on, that should happen now. I want better now. So the game is basically constantly static. Frodo comes out of his hobbit hole on his grand journey, and every 5 seconds he kills an orc, and it's only 5 seconds because it can never be more than 5. He can't kill 2 orcs in 5 seconds because that's better, and earlier he was only killing 1 orc every 5 seconds. So then that's static for the entire story. Nothing ever changes because it can't ever get better, because if it gets better, why are you saving that better for later? It must be now.
I do think that 1,000 hours in or 100 hours in, it's too late for a system like this.
No.
Maybe
for that,
you have to.
Okay.
From what you're saying, like again, Railjack. No, Railjack is good where it is. Right? Don't bring Railjack forward. Don't bring it sooner in the new player experience. But a system like this, I think, should start from maybe Mastery Rank 5 or Mastery Rank 10.
10.
They won't.
10. I'll trade you for 10.
Okay, cool.
Just a trade. Give and take.
But I wouldn't want to see, like, a problem with a system like this, I feel, is like, okay, so after a day worth of playing, you have acquired enough ranks, enough stored affinity to level up a weapon to rank 5. Okay, or I could take it ESO 5 minutes and get it to rank 30.
Right, yeah, but the reason why is, okay, if let's say you start at level 10, maybe when you hit 30, you get enough to level up 1 weapon in one go. You can save up enough to level a weapon from 1 to 30, but only 1 at a go. And the goal of that would be that you are right, completely. It doesn't nullify ESO, because that is the best way to do it. But it means when people don't have anything to do, they can just build up this pool so that, and seeing as now weapons, as you were saying earlier, with the tenant weapons, I need to re-level this thing bloody, 10 extra times? And use 10 Forma each time? Is it 5? Sorry. 5, 4. Well, it might be 10. They're going to release. I bet you they'll release those soon. Weapons that you have to get to even further. So what this allows you to do is get one of those resets out the way, right away. And maybe they could have that as you go into legend levels, you save up enough to do 2 Formas right go. But it's not the end of the world because it's just a spare pool. And if you expend it all and put it in a new weapon, well, it's empty now. It doesn't break the game. And like you say, wow, okay, that's empty, which I saved up between in drought periods. You can go, okay, well, I've got that saved up, so I'm ready to hit the ball rolling when new content comes out, when a new weapon comes out. Yeah. So they can do that. But then once that's expended, ESO, off you go.
What were you gonna say, Mord?
Yeah.
I think it would be great if there was like an item that lets you like level up at max rank, level up a weapon at max rank, but it will be really hard to get. You know what I mean?
I will give you
kind of like how you get focus from the eidolon thingies.
Focus lenses, yeah.
Yeah. Not the focus lenses, more like the thing that you get when you kill an eidolon.
Oh, the shards?
Yeah.
Yeah. The shards you could exchange for focus. Right.
Yeah.
I will give you the ability to use like let's say a quantum former or some bullshit like this that allows you to former a weapon 5 times in one go. Right? So you get it to 30, you use this quantum former, and then you can form a 5 slots, which will be useful because you don't have to level the fucking thing 5 times. You'd only have to level it twice. Right? Sorry, 6 times? 6 times. Sorry, my bad. You'd only have to level it twice because you go from 1 to 30 and then 1 to 40. Right? I'll give you that. And you could make it that, this requires focus in order to actually, buy it sort of thing. You have to like go to the quills and the quills sap the focus out of you.
No, make it a whole mini little quest line. You have to each. You can only have one of these finished products at any time, right? So, because that would be kind of cool, because it will allow people to have something to do to prepare for the next patch when they've got nothing else to do, right? So you have to start with a former, then you have to put focus into the former, then you have to get an aura former, and you have to level that one up separately. Then you fuse them, then you have to level it up again. Then you get a what other form? It's more formers, isn't there? I wouldn't say Umbral Former because we're limited on those. Is there another Former?
Yeah. There's Aura and... No, there's normal and Aura.
Stance. Isn't there Stance?
Is there Stance?
Yeah, there's a Stance Former. It's like green.
Take one of those as well, and you have to level that up, and then combine it with your already combined thing, and then you have to level it up again, and you can have one.
Okay.
I like it.
Just for clarity, I'm pretty sure we won't be leveling up the formers themselves. We'll put the formers in a doodad that will ultimately become this quantum former.
Yeah, but you put the
but you have to level up
prerequisite
the doodad.
formers in a tub, and you have to level up. You have to put affinity into the tub with the formers.
Yeah, and you could have it so that you have to equip it. It has to be in your gear items. Yeah, I like the idea that you can only have one of them,
and it gives you random debuffs each mission.
I will say though, I like the idea that maybe you could like have debuffs in order to level up faster. So you take
keys in it, and it levels faster.
Yeah. But I will say that I wouldn't want to time gate the quest. I wouldn't want to cool down the quest because I think this is this should be a viable method for players to go, there's now 10 tenant weapons.
Yeah.
I will get one tenant weapon, use this quantum former, then I'll go get another quantum former, then another tenant weapon, so on and so forth. I think this players should be allowed to do it the way that they want.
Oh, I was making it quite extreme. Like it's more effort to level the super former than it is to do the tenant weapon directly, but you can do this when there's nothing else to level, so you can prepare for the next content, is what I was thinking.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking like I'd love a change of pace.
Oh yeah, as an alternative. Yeah, I mean, so if let's say it's 100% is the amount of effort it takes to level a tenant weapon normally just by playing the game, or in time and expenditure, this would take 120, but it's different and you get to do all these different things, but it's varied. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
That's
right. I think this is how we fix the game, guys.
That's what we do.
We have solved all of Warframe's problems.
Next.
I think there was a point that I wanted to argue, but I can't remember because we have clearly solved the problems of the game.
We fixed the game.
We fixed the game. Let's move to the next one.
Okay. I 100% believe that the system is fine, and any complaining is from a fringe few. Also, affinity grind is a major engagement booster for their metrics, I'm sure. Who cares if players either hate, don't understand, or barely tolerate it?
Everything of that sentence is a contradiction.
No.
No? You don't think so?
No, they're saying there's only a handful of people who are whinging. Other people are just enjoying playing the game. The fact that they put these grinds in probably actually boosts the game's metrics.
I believe 100%. I 100% believe they think. Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought they were saying that they believed that the system was fine, even though players hate it and don't. Sorry, I misunderstood what they were saying. No, I don't think in any way, shape, or form DE thinks the thing's perfect. It's probably the best it can be for the effort that they've put in. I think Loz is crying.
I read the next one. Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
Yes. I'm tired of picking Wisp, pressing 1 key 3 times, and going to check the fridge. Okay, team, we've spawned into ASO. Right, I'll do my job. One. I'm going for the fridge.
Lol.
Clearly, one's the totem things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Clearly, somebody needs the augment. And then you have to push it once and then go check the fridge.
They actually have to press it 4 times.
Oh, do they? Why?
Yeah. Because it's on the 4th rotation.
Okay, just get one of those little birds that goes blink, blink. Oh no, but then it will keep pushing one. No, yeah, just set that up.
You have to hold it. You have to hold it to actually trigger it.
What, the bird?
So, no, not you don't have to hold the bird to trigger it.
Oh.
No, you have to hold 1 to trigger the. I mean, I think you could swap it, but you have to hold 1 to trigger putting down the reservoir.
Ah, okay.
Anyway,
I wonder what was in the fridge now.
probably not a lot because he kept on going back to it.
Yeah, it's true.
So he's like, "What's? Oh, there's nothing in the fridge. I better go back to work."
It's the disbelief. They do one round, they do like 8 rounds of SO, quit out, go into the next one. Better recheck that fridge. Maybe hope springs eternal. Maybe this time Mum will have restocked it with more chicken nuggies.
Oh my god! Right. Yep. So that's it for the topics.
Yep.
Fairly brief topics.
No, but we fixed the game.
But yes, we have indeed fixed the game.
The 3 of us here together today have fixed the game.
Let's move on to the graphs, shall we?
Okay, so we're going to quickly now look at some graphs that came from last week's episode of 10 o'clock and the discussions we had therein. So, while I remember that my job is actually pushing this magical button up here in cyberspace to make that appear for Xeno to sound cool, while he's had enough time to write down some times.
Turn off the topics. Turn off the topics.
I did almost all my jobs. Why is that button over there?
Anyway, yep. So, I don't think anyone's... Okay, so the numbers are still the same. Right. So, last week we had a topic which was talking about Tenno being... God, was it the villain? Oh, no. We felt like heroes in Cetus, but everywhere else we felt like villains and things like this.
Yes.
And that was down to the perception of the player, whereas Loz and I very much felt like, well, no, we're just mercenaries. We just get told what to do. We can just get a payout. Anyway, so which of the following do you feel best describes the actions of the Tenno? 10% said Tenno are heroes, 14% said Tenno are villains, and 76% said Tenno are guns for hire. So pretty much in line with us.
I can't wait for when the game is on update 2000 and they run out of enemies for us to kill. So we just go around, the game turns into a 100% absolutely PvP game where we cut out our own empires while we all fight each other. It'd be amazing.
Where do you think we fall, Mord?
On these?
Yeah.
Guns for hire. Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. Cool.
Although, I'm not sure about the villains thingy. Like, how? Like why?
Because we're beating up
villains?
People. We're beating up the poor innocent corpus in Grenier, clearly. And we're savagely hunting the infested to extinction. Think of all the white horned infested that we're carving up to get their
The white-horn infested.
Exactly. Every day, the biodiversity of the infested is severely reduced. Special strains of infested that only want to feast upon human flesh are cruelly cut down and destroyed in the prime of their life. You at home, if spending 5 platinum a month, will help save an infested, will help feed it with a small mewling child to consume. Act now.
I really think it will be cool if there was like a zoo of infested that people just went there and see the infested like move around and do stuff.
Okay. I love this idea, but what has to happen afterwards? So basically, Jurassic Park, Lost World. Sorry, not Lost World. Jurassic World, because that was utterly stupid. They have this established park, and then all of a sudden, the infested somehow magically break out. I don't know, maybe because they left the fucking door open.
Sounds about right.
By the way, that's the whole problem of Jurassic World. They left the fucking door open, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so give the door open. The infested gets out, and we have to turn up afterwards to clean up. And we're like, who genuinely thought this was a good fucking idea?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ballas?
Ballas? Someone's the Barson. Right. Okay. Or the Biz. Right. Okay. So, question number 2 was, how do you feel about the alignment wheel for the cinematic quests? So, like, basically, do we keep it? Do we remove it? Stuff like this. So, 24% said leave it as is and don't use it as planned. Oh, yes. So the plan is not to continue using it. Sorry, my bad. 33% said remove it. It's getting no further use. And remove it if it's getting no further use. And 43% said keep it and use it for future quests. So basically to, get it back in there, get it back to working and things like this. How do you guys sit on this?
I mean, it's been like forever since they don't use that. It's just like, I mean, it's just like, it just changes depending on which option you choose on a mission, on a request, and it's not really that important, honestly. It's like in Destiny 2, there was like a thing with a character called Drifter, which you need to like choose him or the Vanguard, and they never did. They did nothing with that, so it's pretty much the same thing here.
So are you saying remove it or just leave it as is?
Remove it.
Remove it. Loz?
Yeah.
I'm the same. If I would love for them to use it, but if they've already decided they're not going to use it, just cut it out now. That is just a vestigial limit at this point. And I didn't know that one about Destiny 2, but yeah, that's exactly the same thing I hate. It's like, if you're gonna give these players this choice, it has to mean something. You can't half-ass these things and just have it be, oh, you pick that. Oh well, the same thing happened anyway. It just guts the whole purpose of it. But don't just leave it there lingering as if, oh, this is going to be important in the future. No, we never use it again. No, if that's going to be the case, get rid of it now, right? Either commit or cut it loose.
If you could turn to them and say, no, I want you to get it. I want you to continue to use it. I don't care if it takes twice as long to get the quests out. Just use it.
Yeah.
Right? Would you say use it, or would you say lose it?
I would prefer it to exist and be functional because it is cool giving players choice. I think it comes up in that guy's videos you're saying, because I think I watched Roseem's assessment of it, and he thought it was great. There's that one mission, Early Enforce Prize, where the Lotus actually gives you an optional extra objective. Get to the exit or help save these ships. It doesn't actually affect anything, but at least that felt meaningful. You get different dialogue that comes from it, and I think it affects your shields for the rest of the mission or whatever. So a thing actually has some small effect. The game then never does this ever again, right? Yeah. So don't tease with these things. Either commit or don't do them. I'd rather you do them because they give more depth to the game, they give more complexity. don't just put them in there and then go, oh, well, we've done it now, and we're just going to walk away from that and ignore it. No, then get rid of it. Don't have these teasers.
I kind of agree with. I think it's going to be way too complicated to continue to add this to the game. Like if every single quest takes twice as long, like we've waited what 3 years now ish, 4 years, 5 years, 5 years, Loz, 12 years. We waited too long for the new war. And if it's a case of like, in order to get this to work, you have to wait even. No, I just get rid of it. It's just going to make things way too complicated in the future. So anyway, did I read through the numbers? Can't remember. I think I did. Right, should we move on to the next one?
Yeah,
I think you did. Yeah.
Talking about it, just can't remember. Right. Would you like to see bonus and innate elemental damage have dedicated slots so you can move the elemental damage, but they can't be removed? So, for your benefit, Mordegh, unless you've already seen the episode of 10 o'clock, we were talking about how bonus and innate damage in tenant weapons. They work really weirdly. Like you would expect things to be applied first and they're not. One of the propositions was to add on like extra mod slots, but you cannot remove these mods. So like, there's an additional 20% toxin damage, but you can't remove, but you can rearrange it so it's wherever you want it to be. Yeah. Right, but you can't remove it. Right?
Just so you know, when you get a gun with electricity versus a gun with, let's say, blast, I think, or was it fire? The way the order of the mods should give you damage types, but based on what this starting innate element was, it actually functions completely differently in the way. It was really illogical. Or it was a weird logic system, wasn't it?
It was always so. Regardless of whether or not it was innate or bonus, it was always applying heat first.
Yeah, there was some. We think there was some mathematical things, and then Rivens were causing issues as well. Oh, it was just ridiculous.
Yeah,
the Rivens were in reverse order for some reason. But anyway, so we had 24% said that they didn't care, 38% said yes, give us the mod slots, and 38% said no, just make the rules clearer. So it's a complete divide.
Yeah.
So what would you like, Mordegh? Mod slots or just make it clearer?
I would like it if there was like mod slots just for more damage, more critical chance, and then other mod slots for elemental damage.
You couldn't have them for extra critical or extra crit chance, or these mods. These extra 2 mod slots are specifically the innate and bonus damages, so you can rearrange the mods so the damage, so that instead of having blast, you could have viral. Yeah. So you couldn't put anything else in there,
like just elemental damage.
No, the stuff that comes with the weapon. So, like, how you get
to give you control over the way that base element of the weapon. So the weapon comes with electricity, and because it's just the gun has electricity, it's really complicated on your ability to move that around and make that electricity into combos with elements in the mods. So it would take it out of just being a stat on the left and actually become like an extra mod tile you could move around to help you control what elements you wanted to have at the end, when you finished your build.
Yeah.
But you couldn't take it off.
Yeah. Because people gave us examples. It was funky the way it works. It really is.
I think it will be great, honestly. But
cool. Loz?
I can't say it. I'm in the don't care, but not because I have a lot of experience on it. I think people who probably do would appreciate people say, "Oh yes, please put this in so we can get full control." But I just don't have enough experience with it to be like, that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm like, I just stick mods and things. I'm not. Yeah. I also use auto install, which I know is a sin.
Right, and then should we move on to the last one? Number 4. Right. How invested are you in the damage types and outputs of the Tenant weapon? It was on a scale of completely invested at 5. Sorry, not invested at all at 1, and then completely invested at 5. And yeah, it's pretty much just smack dab in the middle. People don't care either way.
It looks like it's a hand doing it.
Oh my god, I didn't think of that. Oh my god. Yep.
Give it to the bird.
Yep.
Which is actually kind of true because of the most people picked 3, which is not really caring and not really not caring.
Yep. Maybe I should turn this on that side. Right.
Okay, I'm gonna skip this one just because I don't have Tenant weapons.
Fair enough. Right. Should we now move on to the what's the next part? The supporter questions.
So yes, we shall now move on to the supporter questions while I give some mumblings and click things in Discord to give Xeno time to push time buttons.
Hurry up.
I will now move on to Thalian. Thalian says, "Greetings everyone and welcome to the supporter questions. As your first supporter question, I need to ask the audience if they've completed the YouTube virtual dance. This dance is done by liking, subscribing, ringing the notification bell, and taking a look in the description for more info. You may find a way to win platinum, or a bonus meme, or even a secret comment from Xeno or Loz. Maybe it could be there. Why don't you check?"
I love how you were doing that and you were looking the wrong way.
Well, I gotta look that way.
It's like, no. You had like all these grandiose hand gestures and the ringing of the bell and shit. And like you were looking at 90 degrees.
But my screen's here, not here.
Yeah.
I could move the screen, but that's effort. You know, virtual screens are expensive. You know, you can't see it, but it's there. Very expensive. It's nice too. You know. Yeah. Also, Thalian says, "To this day, players are still complaining over one of DE's most controversial in-mission modifiers. Always prefaced by the Lotus popping up and stating, 'Change of plans, ignore your original objective.' What is your opinion on this? Is it something that really needs to be in the game, or is it time it gets updated to include more variety so that a change of plans isn't always an annoyance?"
It needs to be updated. It needs to happen more frequently. Like, I'd love it if a survival after 5 minutes could turn into a defense, or what's the disruption? The one with the Alad v hoo-has. And well, I mean, unless Little Duck starts talking to me, I mean that could fuck off. I'd like to see it used more variety.
Yeah, in fact, it would actually work really well if missions became disruption, because it would be the faction is trying to destroy something quick, stop them blowing it up. I hate the way disruption is now. It's like you go to the place and activate the terminals, and then they try and blow the thing up. Like, why did they? It's their thing. I'm plugging that thing into their thing. They left it here. But to be honest, my point is, I think it should be reverted. There used to be more variety in it. It used to be hilarious because my favorite one is, oh God, what was it called before? It was the old, was it Interception? There was an old mission type where your objective was you were given a lunchbox, the ones you have for mobile defense. Was it called? Was that the old Spy?
Spy. Yeah, because you stole the stuff.
Yeah, so you got your little lunchbox briefcase that you plug into mobile defenses, and you had to take it to terminals, and you plugged it into terminals like mobile defense, but then it ejected right away, and then it had a coloured light bulb on it, and you got 4 coloured light bulbs, and you were like, that's the end of the mission. But occasionally it'd be like, change of plans, quick, go steal more stuff. And so it was amazing that it could go different colour light bulbs on the thing, and you're like, wow, I've had to do 8 bloody terminals now. Yes. That was my favourite one. But it could be that you finish the exterminate. It's like, right, here's a lunchbox. Now go find some terminals. So there was more variety in the past. It's actually now that it's worse, where it always turns into change of plans, go kill things. And it's always at the worst opportunity. It used to happen, like, it could be like 30 seconds into a mission, like you're only just getting started, bam, do something different. Whereas now it's, oh, right, I've captured the target, I'm just about to get texted, go kill things. I'm like, Why do I have to
Yeah.
go kill 78 things now? My objective was just to run over there. I can see the exit. No, I want you to go back, turn around. I hate these people now. Go kill 73 of them.
That's
Would
like
it
the
be-
most annoying thing on capture missions.
Yeah.
You just finish the mission and then, change of plans, kill, I don't know, like 10 people or something. It's really annoying. I hate it.
Would it be as bad if it turned into another go do another capture?
I'm not sure because, I mean, you just need to like capture another enemy. It's not as bad as killing everything in one room, I would say. Yeah.
Also, we're still thinking about the stick side of things. Let's make it the carrot side of things. If this does happen and you do the objective, you get a relic. There you go. Why not?
Yeah.
You done a bonus objective in a mission. Just it happened randomly. Nothing special. Nothing unique. Just poof, have some ender. Well done. Good job, Tenno. You know, it's nothing but stick. Where's the hey? You did my bonus objective. Here's your bonus reward. Oh, you're like, wow, cool. I want to kill these extra enemies now because I know there'll be a free reward. Lucky that popped. You know, it's always stick.
Yeah.
Right, last thing from Zrugel. If they expand on the Grineer gameplay related to Carl, so this was what footage was shown of the new war.
You are. Yeah.
Would you like to play as a Shield Lancer or Elite Shield Lancer with the Tonkor?
Elite Shield Lancer. I mean, even if that wasn't going to be an option, that's what I was going to say. I mean, like, come on, Tonkor. And I have a car door protecting me. Yeah. Well, actually, it's like a bus door, but you get the point.
Yeah.
And then the last thing Zrugel says, with that in mind, do you think we'll see actual shields for Warframes to use?
Shields,
like riot shields. So for the longest time ever, Loz and I have wanted, like, you know, you get like giant shields and you get a gun and you shoot like through the eye holes, or you shoot round the thing. Yeah.
And if you melee people with the shield, they just ragdoll around.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least they fall over.
The thing is, this would
It'll
actually
be great.
really easy to put in the game because it already exists with Vault Shield that you can pick up. So just put objects in the world you can pick up. Just do it. And my other thing is, especially now that we can use arc guns, please let me tear the guns off a rampart and drag that around until it runs out of ammo, then drop it. Why not? That'd be cool.
I mean, that was the original plan, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was also supposed to have different guns. Yeah. It's really old, so it was in the design council that you were going to have flamethrower versions and rocket launcher variant versions as well. So sad.
Yeah.
Right, that's it from the supporter questions. Just a few community responses from last week. Not too many. From Cynical Nolock. You guys actually made me feel bad about slaughtering Grineer.
What did we do?
I have no idea, but our job here is done.
Cool.
JJ24. Xeno should you see Zandy's Frost plus Vault video featuring Joey that trolls, crossed out, helps you by giving you magnetic mid-mission. And there's a link for that. I'll give it to you to have a look at later. And lastly, Nico Mula. Hope the Lisette gets destroyed in the new war. Something like you are trying to land on Earth with your Lisette, but then it gets destroyed by a sentient fighter. Now we need a warship to get through the sentient sky. After the quest, it would be so that for other people, it looked like you have a railjack in the loading screen, but for you, it would actually be more connected. It says more connected. The problem with the foundry and the modding station and so on could be solved with modular interior. I assume this is in the railjack. Modular interior that flips back in the railjack walls after starting a mission. The people who like to decorate their orbiters, there would be a thing they mentioned in the last dev stream, the house thing, even IMAO? In my
honest opinion?
No, AO. I don't know. Get a dojo. Part of me likes this because I think the Lisette, you can see I am standing in right now, has had its day. And really, Railjack needs to take the crown. The only problem is people are just like, oh, I love decorating my Lisette. Look at all my noggles. And so they won't tear it away. But I think they need to rip that bandage off and just get rid of this Lisette.
You could also decorate your railjack.
Yeah, give people more railjack
So-
decorations, and they said about giving people their own player space. So have that, and this needs to go.
So they don't need to move the foundry and the what was the name of the other thing? The mod
Arsenal?
station. They don't need to move any of that stuff because that's part of the orbiter. That's not part of the Lisette.
Right.
The Lisette is everything at the top of the ramp. Everything below that is the orbiter. So you could leave that as is. All you would need to do is move the market terminal, the codex terminal. Oh crap! What's
I've got the syndicate terminal, the
That's the one.
railjack terminal, the conclave
well-
terminal, the updates terminal, and then navigation.
Yeah, well, I mean, navigation's already there. So
Yeah.
all you'd have to do is move the others down to the orbiter,
Yeah.
right? Job done. And then allow us to decorate our...
Railjacks and player space.
What do you mean, and player space?
They were talking about giving us a unique player space. They did talk about this. I don't know if it was in Tenno or in the last dev stream. Like player housing.
Yeah, but we've got the fucking dojos.
Yeah, but that's not a personal thing. You can't cover it in noggles.
Yes, you can!
Well, maybe you can, but it's not. Maybe a personal room in the or the ability to assign people's individual rooms they can lock in the dojo. That kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
I'll give you that.
a room just for you.
But there's actually
Okay, I'll give
supported
you
by the
that.
game that you can lock the door and things.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But-
There you go.
I also feel that the link between... So first off, the railjack,
Yeah.
I think should... Again, this could also link into the whole door lock thing that you were just talking about. The railjack should hook into all 4 orbiters, right? So you'd have to maybe rejigger the bottom of it, like where the... What's the name of the damn things? The cargo chute things. Maybe they could turn into... Oh, yeah, you could explore other people's orbiters from...
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
I
Why not just have
suppose-
it that if I use your arsenal, I see my arsenal, and if I use your mod terminal, I see my mod collection. I use my crafting station. And what's actually
You
happening
could
is
do
just
that.
and if you want the fluff, when you access it, my orbiter directly links to your orbiter, and so you control your orbiter through mine.
You could
Yeah,
do
easy
that.
gameplay.
I was also thinking, like, for simplicity, because people are going to say, "Oh, but I'd like to go visit so and so's orbiter." You know that's going to happen.
Just put a terminal
But-
down there, allows you to switch which orbiters in use.
Yeah. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's. I think just do that. Ease of transitioning.
I honestly think the Lisette needs to go, and then the railjack needs to take over the Lisette. The Lisette has had its time, and it's really awesome, but I think it's had its day. And
Maybe I could get
Railjack
the
to
novels back up and absorbed by the walls.
Yeah, for railjack to become what it needs to be, I think the Lisette really needs to go at this point. And that's not me just hating on noggles. It means that the railjack you start on the railjack. The railjack is your vehicle for success, and we need it because we need a warship. Whereas the Lisette has been fine when we were stealthy little people, and it's had the whole kneeling thing and everything. But I think it is time to get rid of this. It's like a bandage. You could say like, oh no, they can't get rid of this. We've had several. The Lisette is basically just an access of game menus, and we can put those elsewhere. And we've had that in the past in other forms. The Lisette's had its day, in my opinion.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. Well, is there any more
That's it.
community?
Nope,
Cool.
just a few.
Right. So let's move on to the memes. And
Memes.
this
Memes.
is where Loz needs to buy me time.
Memes.
He's
Memes.
doing
Memes.
such a
Right,
good
so
job.
here we have memes, the meme frame section from the r/meme frame subreddit. I weekly go on there and find the top 6 memes and one secret meme of the week that I like. No, the secret meme is normally a video because we show static ones on the show. You can find all of these in the description of this video, including the secret meme. Do check it out, and if you're ever bored, just go there and just sort by new, and you'll see some new memes. I'm sure even by now, even though I looked at these only earlier today, there'll be more memes already on there. Always more memes. Hardworking meme farmers at work just finding you more for Warframe memes. So let us start with meme. Yes, meme number one of the week. So first meme. It doesn't even have a title. It says add title, and it's the classic Rick and Morty robot. It's very hard to see, but it actually says void on the robot, so the void. And the void asks Rick, "What is my purpose?" You provide argon crystals. Oh my god.
Yep.
What is the point of the void?
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yep.
What was your one?
Meme number 2.
What the fuck? What
Warframe
the
mobile
fuck?
gameplay screenshot leaked.
Yep. That's someone just setting the UI to maximum, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think then they've just did a bit of cut and paste and put everything in like a tiny screen.
Yeah.
But it's a fair point. It's a fair point.
I think they may have just decreased the game's resolution, but jeez.
Yeah. Well, that's what you've got on your mobile, so that'd be quite interesting. Right, meme number 3. Reading the wiki builds character. So I think, is that from Kotaku or was it Polygon? I can't remember. Oh no, gamingbible.co.uk. The Witcher 3 player, livid after uncovering obscure feature hundreds of hours into game. Somebody probably should have told them. Warframe players 800 hours in. First time, huh? New Warframe player in the background. Like, yep.
Any idea what the movie is?
I don't know what that movie is, actually. Yeah, I really should know for that meme, but you can probably find it pretty good.
Yeah.
I just know the meme, to be honest. Right, meme number 4. Look at what they did to mimic a fraction of my power. Blazing step ephemera. Your Warframe leaves flaming footprints in its wake. Measure. So true. John's.
It is. Yep.
Some good pictures in that one. Meme number 5. Is that the right one? Yes. Okay. Apologies to Saren mains who are actually playing P casually and willing to try their own things. Oh yeah. So on the left we have average YouTuber. Sorry, average YouTuber worshipping, build copying, try hard meta worshipping slave. We have average casual, build experimenting, open-minded, fun enjoyer. I am definitely on the right because I have no idea how this game works, and I just slap mods in.
I'm on the right.
Yeah.
Mainly because I only use frost missions.
Yeah.
Then actually, you and me will both like the next meme to round it off for the week. With meme number 6. I thought this was brilliant. I've been waiting for this meme. Everyone has their favourites. You may know some of their mechanics very well and others not so much. Each one still deserves to be a good option though. The 47 Warframes. I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve.
Oh my god.
So true. I just, especially the newer Warframes, I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
Perfect. That meme just, perfect. Love it. Right, so memes off. And now we move on to the community shoutouts of the week, which will be Xeno going normally on Twitter to go and find some of the amazing artwork and other things that people put up on there. Seriously, he doesn't even need, well, like I don't need to go anywhere else but meme frames, I bet he doesn't need to go anywhere else but Twitter. So let's move on. So we got number 1.
Yeah. So the first community shout out is this lovely, adorable Kavat by Pyra.
It's nice.
Yep.
It's handmade too.
Yeah.
Man, I won't lie. I'm super jealous of people who are able to consistently whip out drawings of their characters on a regular basis. I think my main problem is that I make several long-form projects and leave very little energy left to do any short-term ones. Like this one, for instance. It's so damn close, and yet, ugh. That's so cool.
It's adorable.
Oh,
it's so cool. I'd love to see that one finished. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Even as it is. Right. So the second community shout out is this work in progress Mesa cosplay by Break Rebox.
God, that's great.
Yeah. Loz is in complete shock and awe.
We will soon 3D print the world.
I don't think that's 3D printed. I think that's craft foam.
No.
Yeah, no, seriously, I think that's all cut out craft foam. They're sticking it together. At some point in time, they'll probably glue it all in place, and then they'll file it down and things like that. Yeah, it'd be so much easier than 3D printing it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I think currently, yes, but eventually I will just be able to load the model straight from the game into a 3D printer and go, make me helmet, and it will.
Yeah.
And then when that happens, I'll cosplay Grendel. So...
someone make a note. I'll make a note of that man's promise. We will hold him to it.
Oh, dear God, I hope I die first. Right, so the third one is Ash and Equinox by Chandra. Oh, there's also another image, I think, on the same post.
Oh, yeah. It's an operator with a mag
thing.
Pretty? I remember what it is.
Good.
But yeah, it's a lovely piece.
Very good.
Oh.
Then the fourth community shout out is Mag Prime by Hannah515. This was a commissioned piece. Sorry, what was that, Loz? Can you get a recap of that?
Actually, I take it back. They didn't commit to the basic Mag Prime helmet.
I don't think anyone uses the minor helmet.
There was actually a meme, by the way. That's what it's like. There was a meme where it was like DE asking Steve, we need to choose which Prime to bring out of the vault. Should we bring out Nyx that we've already brought out before, or Mag Prime? It's like Nyx. It's like okay. No one wants poor Mag.
The fifth community shout out is Chibi Carl by that's the memes, Loz.
Oh, my
Loz,
memes.
You broke it.
Oh, it moved the window. Wow, that's weird.
There you go. The fifth community shout out is Chibi Carl by Dasta Creations.
Oh wow.
Very good. Yes.
That is cool.
Right. And then, last but not least, number 6 is a skin concept for Revenant by Arissa Manuko.
Ooh.
I wish
is it like
Revenant looked like this. It's very infested.
An infested skin.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
it's great.
The way the energy's coming off reminds me of Necros's premium skin. It does a similar sort of effect. So that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like the colors, although it kind of reminds me of a sentient. Just because of the colors, but it looks great. It's really good.
Cool. Right. So that's it for the community shout outs. Mordegh, it has been absolutely fantastic having you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Was
everyone? Yeah, go on.
It was honestly fun. I was I was really nervous at the beginning, but yeah, it was great.
Everyone says that. It honestly, it's so chill. We just all chillax and everything. But yeah, so everyone, make sure you go to the description where you'll find a link to Mord's Twitter. Go check out Mord's stuff. Lots and lots of different. Hi, Mord. Lots and lots of different pieces on there, along with lots of the shipping of Ivara and Oberon.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, everyone say goodbye.
Bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Why am I waving? I do this every time.
You do remember the off button's your job, right?
Yeah, it's like over here or something.
Look, I'm waving because my profile picture is there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, waving. Brilliant. Right. Goodbye, everyone.